Quick warning, the audio quality of this video won't be top notch since I have no microphone. Hopefully I'll be getting one soon so I can do more reviews. Okay, back to it. I might as well come out and say I'm not a part of the Miraculous fandom. I watched season 5 since I heard the romance between Adrian and Mari finally went somewhere. I, for one, hate love triangles and stories unless they're done well. I like nearly any trope if it is done well. And I heard it wasn't in Miraculous, but I just got too curious and binged all the episodes in about 3 days. I really wanted to see the movie when I heard it was coming out, though. I thought it may be better than the series, and it would be a great introduction to it. But, like I said, I got too curious. And boy, that movie did more in an hour and 40 minutes than that show did in 5 seasons. I, for one, loved the movie, so I'm going to go through all the parts of it, starting off with the songs. This movie has a lot of songs. I like them all pretty well. There may have been a bit too many in my opinion, but that could just be me. My personal favorite is You Are Ladybug. I cannot stop listening to it. One small detail I like about it is that in one section, Tiki and Mari are singing and they do it to the theme song. Tiki says, "I have one job. I'm good at it. Been doing it for so many years." Link to the song in the description, by the way. And she sings it to the tune of the theme song. I love that detail. And their voice actors' voices go so well together. Speaking of which, next part, the voice acting. It was great. I love acting. I used to do drama in elementary and middle school, and I loved it, and still do. That's why I do these little skits on my channel. I also love watching movies and shows, and I love hearing the emotion in the voices of the actors. And the voice actors all did an amazing job. I can't remember hearing a line that didn't sound genuine. They all did a great with delivery and singing. Overall, pretty good. The animation. The animation was beautiful. The water, the plants, the scene where the Eiffel Tower falls to pieces, all great. There was this one thing that came off as strange to me, though. It was the mouth movement. I know that might sound weird, but in the beginning of the movie, something about Mari's mouth movement was just so strange to me. Throughout the course of the movie, it didn't become noticeable, I guess. Maybe I just got used to it. The lighting was a bit off in some places to me as well, but it didn't ruin things. I just thought the colors were a bit too saturated in some spots. Not nearly as bad as, like, My Little Pony Maker Mark, though. Despite the little things that bother me a tad, I liked it alright. Next up, the characters. I love the characters. I'm only going to touch up on 3, and that's Mari, Adrian, and Gabriel. First off, Marinette. I like her in the movie. I'm glad she wasn't creepily obsessed with Adrian like in the show. She's just kind of shy and awkward, and I know she's that way in the show, but here it's not as bad, I guess. Like, with the show, I thought Adrian should be the main character, and I know that's not an unpopular opinion, but in the movie, I was okay with Marinette being the main character. And, I like the touch of her feeling slightly more confident as Ladybug. In the climax, spoilers, I guess, when her Miraculous is taken away, she says she needs Ladybug. And Tiki says, well, you are Ladybug. You made Ladybug, kind of. And I like that touch. It's a detail that I really like, and I can see why she'd feel more confident as this superhero than just this normal girl with a normal life. Overall, I liked movie Mari, okay. Adrian. He was kind, but he could be a bit of a show-off as Cat Noir at first, calling Ladybug his sidekick. But throughout the movie, he ends up calling himself Ladybug's sidekick, and she's like, no, we're partners. And I really like that. I am aware that in the show, he was obsessed with Ladybug. And even when she said she was in love with someone else, he still went for her. In the movie, he's not nearly as bad. He still asks her to think about it after admitting that he loves her, but he doesn't push her after that. I can understand why that he would ask her to think about it, since he went out and told her that after his mother died, he didn't want to love anyone else, and he was afraid to, and then his heart got broken all over again. I can understand. But in the show, it's just over the top. I would consider it an unhealthy relationship even. Once again, I like movie Adrian a lot more than show Adrian. Gabriel. He is just as selfish at first. His actions, to him anyway, are justified. Near the climax of the movie, Adrian stands up to his father, and Gabriel plunges into a deeper state of depression, even going to say that if he can't get his wife back, he should just join her in death. Then he goes to cause pure destruction, nearly killing his own son. You can see the horror in his eyes and hear it in his voice when he realizes Cat Noir is his son. Then he explains it was all for Adrian. He never meant harm. He just wanted to save the family. He says it should have been him that died instead of Emily. She would have been a better parent in his eyes. What he did was terrible, and his reasons are not excuses, but I can understand why. I love him in the movie, much more than in the show. I like all the characters in the movie more than the show. They just feel so much more tolerable and like actual human beings. But you want to know what the best part of the movie was? The fact that Adrian actually found out that his dad is Hawkmoth, or Monarch, or whatever you want to call him. He actually found out. In the show, Marinette keeps it a secret from him. I mean, the poor guy. People keep secrets from him all the time. At least in the movie, he found out that his dad was the villain. Not only that, but Ladybug and Cat Noir found out their secret identities. That was very nice. I know that the whole point is that they have to keep their identities a secret. I get that. And the characters in the show really struggle with it. They're really upset about it. And yeah, the whole point of having a character is to basically have them struggle until the very end of the story where they can get their happily ever after. But in Miraculous, it just feels so aggravating. You've gone through 5 seasons of this. I mean, I haven't because, like I said, I'm not a part of the fandom and I just watched the 5th season because I was curious. But for people who have been watching that show for 5 seasons and they're still seeing the same struggles with the characters, that must be pretty aggravating. And I understand that I'm not getting the whole story since I haven't watched the whole thing. But I just can't see why I would like to see that. I personally wouldn't like to watch something like that, and that just may be me. I don't want to put up with that. But if you like the show, that's okay. It's your opinion. And it's okay to have your own. Just because I don't like something doesn't mean everybody else won't either. And lastly, the message. I was kind of having a hard time seeing it until one review for the movie I saw was that this person hated the girl power message. I honestly didn't see that. The message is stronger together. It is repeated constantly throughout the movie. It is a song too, I'm pretty sure. I for one love that message. In recent movies and shows, the message is you are enough. You are enough on your own and don't need anyone. And that's just not the case, in my opinion. When I'm in a difficult situation, I need help, whether it's from friends or family. It feels great to have people there for you. And it's okay to rely on others. Of course, you shouldn't always depend on them. I have a friend who always goes to me when they have a hard time and always asks me for advice. They are overly dependent on me to solve every single one of their problems, and that's not a healthy relationship to be in. Luckily, I've been able to distance myself away from them. I'll listen to them from time to time, but they can't constantly need me. Like I said, it's okay to rely on people, but you can't go to people for every single problem you will ever encounter. It can feel really pressuring for that person you go to, and they might start to have their own problems because of that. Anyway, I like the stronger together message. Some people may say it's a bit cliche, and yeah, it may be, but it's a better message than you are enough and don't need anyone else. If you couldn't tell, I love this movie. It definitely has its flaws, but it's still good. And of course, we all know that anything I say goes. I'm kidding, obviously. I hope you like this review, and if you want to see more movie reviews from me, let me know in the comments below. And feel free to write your opinion on the movie as well. Thank you for watching!